December 5, 1945, 2:10 p.m. 5 U.S. Navy planes take off and never return. When people speak of the Bermuda Triangle, they are referring to a specific, though unofficial, area of the ocean. The boundaries are not marked on any official nautical or aeronautical charts. They exist only in the popular imagination and in the works of authors who have studied the phenomenon. The 3 points of this vast triangle are generally agreed upon. The northernmost point is the island of Bermuda. The southwestern point is Miami. The southeastern point is San Juan, Puerto Rico. Connecting these 3 points creates a massive expanse of open water. This region is not just a simple, empty patch of sea. It is a highly trafficked area for commercial vessels and private vessels. The skies above are just as busy. December 5, 1945. It was a clear afternoon in southern Florida. The time was 2:10 p.m. 5 airplanes of the United States Navy prepared for takeoff. Grumman TBM Avenger, wartime squadron close up. Their mission was a routine training exercise, a simple navigation problem over the Atlantic Ocean. The call sign for this group of aircraft was Flight 19. The 5 planes, with 14 men aboard, ascended into the sky. They flew east, out over the water. They were expected to return in a few hours. They never did. They vanished from the sky, seemingly without a trace. This single event would become the cornerstone of a modern legend. This story is perhaps the most famous one to emerge from a particular stretch of the North Atlantic Ocean. It is an area that many people now call the Bermuda Triangle. But then, around 3:40 p.m., a radio operator on the mainland picked up a troubling transmission. It was a conversation between Lieutenant Charles Taylor and another pilot. Taylor sounded worried. He reported that his compasses were not working correctly. He said, "I don't know where we are. We must have got lost after that last turn." He believed he was over the Florida Keys, far south of his actual position. The disappearance of Flight 19 was only the beginning of the tragedy that unfolded on the evening of December 5, 1945. As soon as it became clear the squadron was in serious trouble, the Navy launched a massive search and rescue operation. At 7:27 p.m., a PBM Mariner flying boat, designated Training 49, departed from Banana River. This large aircraft was designed for long-range patrols and sea rescues. It carried a crew of 13 men. Its mission: follow the last known path of Flight 19, searching for any sign of the missing planes or their crews. It was a race against time, fuel, and the encroaching storm. The Mariner was capable, but earlier models were nicknamed flying gas tanks for a reason. Gasoline vapors could accumulate in the bilges. A single spark could trigger a catastrophic explosion. As Training 49 headed out over the dark ocean, it maintained radio contact. At 7:50 p.m., it sent a routine position report. It was its last transmission. Soon after, it vanished from radar. Witnesses at sea reported a fireball falling into the ocean. An oil slick, debris, no survivors. The story of Flight 19 is the most famous, but it is far from the only incident. Long before, and long after, 1945, other ships and aircraft vanished. One of the earliest and largest losses was the USS Cyclops. March 1918, final year of World War I. It sailed from Brazil to Baltimore, carrying over 10,000 tons of manganese ore, 306 people on board. After a stop in Barbados, it set sail for the final leg, and was never seen again. No distress signal, no wreckage, calm weather, no definitive cause. The Cyclops became foundational to the legend. Then came Star Tiger and Star Ariel. January 1948, the Star Tiger flew to Bermuda, 31 aboard. Routine check. Then nothing. High winds were reported, but not severe enough to doom a modern airliner. No debris found. January 1949, almost a year later, Star Ariel disappeared between Bermuda and Jamaica. The captain reported excellent weather and a smooth flight. Then, silence. No distress call. 2 similar aircraft. 1 airline. Same region. Within a year. A baffling coincidence. The triangle's mystique deepened. As researchers looked closer, patterns emerged. One stands out: a total lack of final communication. In many cases, a ship or plane simply ceases to exist to the outside world. No mayday, no warning, no goodbyes. Another, the failure to find debris. After disaster, some trace is expected. Often, none appears. It was as if vessels were plucked from the world. Without wreckage, causes remain unknowable. This combination, sudden silence and no debris, is the core of the Triangle's mystery. How can a 540-foot ship vanish in calm seas? How can a modern airliner disappear from a clear sky? The absence of evidence points to something swift, efficient, absolute. Section 7. Searching for answers. Theories and explanations. Explanations range from scientific to speculative. One popular theory: magnetic anomalies. The planet's magnetic field is not uniform. Local variation can mislead. Before GPS, compasses ruled the sea and sky. A false heading could send a craft far off course, toward fuel exhaustion. Another, extreme, volatile weather. Systems converge here. The warm Gulf Stream can rapidly intensify storms. Rogue waves, up to 100 feet, can break ships. Clear air turbulence can cripple aircraft in seconds. Human error is critical. Open ocean navigation is complex. Simple mistakes under pressure can be disastrous. Flight 19, a leader's confusion led them astray. Methane eruptions might transiently weaken buoyancy. Paranormal or extraterrestrial causes remain speculative and unsupported by verifiable facts. Section 8. Science and scrutiny. A modern perspective. In recent decades, scientists, historians, and investigators have revisited the legend. They return to source materials, accident reports, weather records, ship logs. Many stories were embellished. Key details omitted to heighten mystery. Organizations like the Coast Guard and NOAA do not recognize a unique hazard here. Heavy traffic, strong currents, and severe weather explain much of the risk. Advances in forecasting, satellite imagery, and GPS have made travel far safer. Side-scan sonar and ROVs find wreckage once thought lost. Cyclops likely capsized due to shifting ore. The PBM likely exploded, witnessed at sea. Most cases resolved to weather, human error, and mechanical failure. Common worldwide. So we return to the central question. What is the Bermuda Triangle? Is it mystery, fear of the unknown, or tragic explainable accidents? Fact: ships and planes have disappeared. Fear: the stories endure. Fault: nature and human fallibility. Travel is safer than ever, yet the legend remains. So, is it a mystery or misunderstood history? What do you think happened in the Bermuda Triangle?